Good day, folks. This is Greg Judy at Green Pastures Farm. Today is a beautiful day. It's the first week in July, and we got another inch of rain. So we went from couldn't get a rain last year. Went the whole summer and got, like 2 rains that were 3/8 of an inch. We never got anything over half an inch, didn't seem like, and clear up until August, and we finally got some rain. But this spring started out the same way. Everybody, the gloom and doomers were going, oh, it's going to be bad, it's going to be bad. And I'm like, well, you don't know that. It might and it might not. And it's turned out it's not. We got 3 inches yesterday. One of our farms, we had 3.5 inches. And one of my friends, I guess he'd be 17 miles east of us. He got 6 inches. So anyway, I'm over here moving the cows. These aren't cows, I'm sorry. These are the bulls and the steers. Isaac and Ike are doing the cows. But yeah, look at the clover. So they're in here, and I'm not putting in a back fence right now. It's too wet. I don't want to tighten them down. You put them tight. They actually made just a little bit, it's not bare, but you can tell it's soiled. They all camped right up there in that little valley, and I'm gonna put a wire around that this morning so they can't go back to that spot. Because if they spend another day there camped after they fill up, it will be a mud pit. So I'm gonna put a wire around that. I saw that from the Route F this morning when I pulled in. I'm like, oh, you gotta put a wire around that. It's easy. The reel is powered up down here by the lake. I'm working my way down the hill, and this wire's hot. So I was by myself. I couldn't untie it up there because it was tied on a slip knot, hot. So I just pulled the post. And all the bulls and steers are happily grazing now. And I'm gonna roll this wire up. But I wanted to show you all something. Look what they did to this paddock. I mean, they were on this for 24 hours, and I'm giving them, there's around 60 head over there. They weigh 500 to 600 pounds. I think there's one steer in there that's almost 800. It's Isaac's, one that he saved back that he's gonna process himself. And look at this. Now, if I'd have left them on here and not moved them, they would have ate that. But I have got a ton of carbon. Ton of carbon. They trampled it. It's all flat. And so there's going to be, because of the moisture, the clovers and the Lespedeza, which is also flattened right here, it's all going to come back vegetative. And we won't be back here now for probably close to 50 days, because we're into July. The cool season grasses have slowed down, and when we get done with this farm, we've still got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We still got 10 days on this farm, and then we'll be going to the new farm that we purchased. Jan and I did in March. And it's just cranking over there. I mean, the big blue stem over there is just ridiculous. Big blue is, of course, a perennial warm season grass that saves your bacon in the summertime. So I'm really looking forward, and I know the animals will be looking forward to it too when they hit that. It's beautiful stuff. But you can see what they're doing. The clover is past maturity, and so I don't have to worry about bloat. If you've got brown seed heads and black on your clover, they're not going to bloat on that. It's thick in there, but they're just kind of walking through, picking it. They look good. All the animals are full. You don't see any bony animals out there. And as they're walking around picking on that stuff, of course, they're doing this to it. They're laying it on the ground. So what else could I have done to lay this much carbon on the land? How would I have done this mechanically? Well, you had to come out with a tractor and a roller and rolled it. Well, the steers and the bulls did it for me for free. They rolled it all on the ground. And so yeah, they didn't charge me anything. And folks, I fed the soil microbes, the earthworms. I'm really getting a good litter bank established on this farm. And because of the way it was grazed in the past, it was never grazed at this kind of stock and density. It didn't have what I would call an established litter bank because it was all up in the air. Now we've got it on the ground and it's feeding the soil microbes. The soil microbes are gonna grow us more grass, okay? We will get more diversity as time goes on. Density brings diversity. Continuous grazing, you'll end up with a monoculture. And that monoculture is probably gonna be bluegrass. Because bluegrass can take continuous grazing and it actually thrives in that environment. All your other grasses will disappear under continuous grazing. You end up with a pasture full of weeds and bluegrass, and there's a real short clover that grows. It's called white clover. So if you're going to look at a farm and you're looking at it, well, what's out here, and all you see is bluegrass and white clover, which doesn't get very tall, maybe a little taller than your ankle, that's a red flag showing you that that farm has been overgrazed. And you can fix it, it's just gonna take some time. And you need to give it a sabbatical, let it rest, and then come in here and do this. You know, lay it on the ground. Did I waste this grass? I know people are looking at this and like, Greg, why didn't you mow that for hay? Or why didn't you put him in there tighter or leave him longer and make him eat all that? It's because I'm feeding the soil. I'm feeding the soil. And the soil, for every, well, what the heck was that? Those birds came right by my leg at 90 miles an hour. For every grass blade that you trample on the ground with a cloven hoof, every grass blade you put on the ground with a cloven hoof, you get 2 back. That's pretty good return. You can't get that in the bank with your money today. Put $1 in, you get $1 back. No, it doesn't work that way at all. Not at all. So feed the soil, and then you can go in there and take a withdrawal on that. In a year or so, when you're growing more grass, you can maybe bring in a few more cows. That's called making a withdrawal. But right now I'm putting down a deposit. I would hate to guess how many thousands of pounds of carbon they trampled just in 24 hours right here. A bunch, because you think about it, clear up to where my truck is on top of that hill, you see the top of the cab, down to where I'm standing. I'm not even to the end of the paddock yet, but it's close to 200 yards, so that's 600 feet. Well, if you unroll the big round bale, which is 5 feet wide, I'm not sure it'd make it 600 feet. I don't think it would. So there's 1,500 pounds in one big round bale. Think about how many tons that we put down right here. It's huge. That's an unfair advantage, folks. Use your animals to build your soil. That's right. Don't freak out when you go out there and you see this. Oh my gosh, they wasted all this grass and all this clover. It's all laying here. I didn't get it ate. No, it's on the ground. It's gonna start to go into the soil, and the earthworms and the microbes are gonna thank you. And all this seed, look at all those seed heads. Some of those have got viable seed in them. The one in September, 1st of October, that's a really, really good one. But I know there's viable seed in some of those. So you're getting seeding, you're getting all this carbon. I mean, look at that. Look at that. Yeah, man. Folks, there's all kinds of critters. Some ants in there were some spiders. They're all going after it already. And I'm keeping them covered up. See? Keeping the sun off of them. So no, it's not a waste. It's not a waste at all. So I'm gonna go ahead and roll this up and go cover up my little dark spot up there. It's not dirt, but it's close. and they all camped right there. I'm gonna make sure they don't muck that up today, because it's right next to the driveway. I sure don't want a dirt spot next to the driveway when you come in. It's so nice to see happy animals. They're liking this, folks. They got a great life out here. Y'all have a good one, and be safe out there, and we'll see you next time. Have a good one.